Hi everyone, Kotoba-kun here. Today we're going to look at how to distinguish Japanese verbs from Chinese verbs. The Japanese language has lots of borrowed words, and they come from all over the place. Most of these loanwords stand out to us for a couple of reasons. They're written in the objectively coolest script, katakana, and two, they also don't sound very Japanese. There are, however, many loanwords from Japan's close neighbor China, and these are a little harder to notice. These words are called Kangor, or Chinese words. You might recognize this character kan being used for all kinds of things Chinese. Of course, it's also used to name the bane of all Japanese learners' existence, kanji. Here are a few more cases of this character being used in the sense of China, just in case you're interested. Chinese has worked its way into all parts of the Japanese language. This is probably why, when we learn Kangor Chinese words, we don't even realize that we're doing it. In fact, many Japanese people might not realize that many common words are of Chinese origin, especially those that were borrowed early on. For a bit of ironic trivia, the word Japan itself, read Nihon or Nippon, is actually a Chinese loanword, as too are the common Japanese counting words, ichi, ni, san. If you've wondered why Japan has the second counting system, well, that's an excellent question, which I won't get into answering here. That system, however, is a native counting system, and therefore is not Chinese in origin. These native words are called Wago. The term Wago is made up of the character wa, meaning Japan, and go, meaning language. And yes, that does mean that the word Wago for native words is actually a kango or Chinese word. You probably know the character wa in the sense of Wagyu, the world-famous Japanese beef, or waseigo, made in Japan English, the kind of Japanese English that gives us words like Pokemon from English Pocket Monsters. There are also plenty of others like paper driver, mother complex, celery man, my boom, and the list could go on. So why is it that we need to know how to tell the difference between a Wago native word and a Kangor Chinese word? The reason is that these two words behave very differently, and this includes when making KEIGO or honorific language. One of the most common ways to make sonkeigo or kenjogo is to use the tsuketashigata or adding form. Before we can do that process of adding stuff on though, we need to know if the original verb is Chinese or Japanese in origin. Telling them apart is actually really easy. Here we have two verbs, one Japanese in origin and one Chinese in origin. We can identify the wago pretty quickly from its hiragana. Wago verbs are usually made up of one kanji tailed by hiragana, called okurigana. This is because, unlike Chinese verbs, Japanese verbs need to change for things like tense. This changing is sometimes called inflection. This is because these okurigana are always changing to show us things like if an action was done in the past, being done in the present, or will be done in the future. It doesn't matter how much a wago verb changes, there will always be these trailing hiragana to tell you that you're dealing with a wago verb. Sometimes, although not often, wago are all hiragana. An example of this is the verb for to do, suru. This verb is what's called a light verb. The name light verb comes from the fact that it's getting its meaning from the noun that it follows. Therefore, it is light on meaning or light on semantic content. Unlike our wago, which are always changing about, Chinese words can't inflect, ever. But Japanese grammar is all about this inflection and changing. That's why these words need the help of the light verb. The suru light verb lets them function like Japanese verbs. The thing that the light verb attaches to is a noun, so these verbs are sometimes called nominal verbs, and they are all kango. Here's the kango verb shupatsu suru. The two kanji form the noun depart, and the wago verb suru attaches to give depart do, or the kango verb to depart. Here are a few more examples. Telephone do, or to telephone, contact do, or to contact, and toast do, or to toast, as in to toast with alcohol, and not toast as in the bread. Now that you can identify wago and kango verbs, it's time to start turning them into honorifics. Catch you in the next video.